Today, the Senate was supposed to finish legislation securing critical tools, training, and support for America's armed forces. But the junior senator from Vermont had other ideas. Remember, Senator Sanders spent last summer literally trying to defund our military. Not my words, Mr. President, but the title of a piece he published, Defund the Pentagon, the liberal case. Our colleague authored an amendment to strip 10% of funding from our service members and decimate our defense budget. The Russians aren't cutting military funding. China isn't cutting funding. But last summer, Senator Sanders and fellow Democrats, including the Democratic leader, voted to make America unilaterally disarm and cut ours. The left took a break from trying to defund the police to try to defund our armed forces. Their amendment went down in a landslide, but now our colleague from Vermont is again putting political stunts before the needs of our men and women in uniform. Our colleague says he will slow down this vital bill unless he gets to muscle through another standalone proposal from Speaker Pelosi that would add roughly $500 billion to the national debt, which does not align with what President Trump has suggested and which has no realistic path to quickly pass the Senate. Well, as I've said, the Senate will not let our national security be shoved off course, certainly not by senators who have spent years, literally years, trying to gut America's capabilities while our adversaries continue ramping up. The Senate will stay on this important bill until we complete it one way or another. Now let's talk about COVID-19 relief. 4 days ago, President Trump signed the second largest rescue package in American history. The largest one was the CARES Act back in March. Due to this pandemic and our massive response, we now have a national debt far larger than our entire economy for the first time since World War II. But we knew our people needed more help, so Congress just passed another nearly $900 billion in emergency relief targeted to those who need it most. A second round of payroll support to save small business jobs, more unemployment aid, vaccine distribution money, funding for safe schools, and much more. In addition to historic amounts of targeted help at the request of President Trump and his team, the package also included another round of direct checks to households. Whether or not each household needs the help, whether or not their finances have changed dramatically this past year. Yesterday, Secretary Mnuchin announced households should begin receiving these payments as early as today and this week. That is more good news to a lot of people. After Congress